In this video, we are going to talk about the CSRF vulnerability with no defenses, and we will also see that how this vulnerability affects real-world websites like TikTok and Starbucks. In order to solve this challenge, we need to read the challenge description, which says that there is an email change functionality which is vulnerable to CSRF. In order to solve the lab, we need to change the email address of the victim to an attacker so that attacker can log in the victim's account. We can log in our account using Veneer and Peter. I'm gonna click on the my account, and after that I'll provide the credential as Veneer and Peter as the password, and we'll see that there will be available an email. This is basic normal email, which is a normal user account, and here I am going to give test@anytest email, and what I'll do, I'll just capture the request in the web suite and I'm updating it, and I will come to here in the target section, and here we will see that there are a lot of requests going, but the one which is called post change email, this is interesting, so we are going to send this to the repeater, and here we need to make a CSRF POC, but this is the web suite community version, so there is no available generate CSRF POC usually available on the web suite pro, so we don't have. So what we need to do is just copy the request completely and come to the DeepSeek, and here we will provide that generate a CSRF POC of this request. Will provide the request, just enter, and it will provide us to an HTML page which will allows us to host it somewhere on the website or whatever, and we can also host. And here you can see that this is basically our CSRF POC. Now how we are going to exploit this? We need to go to the exploit server, and here we will host our HTML file, right? I am going to head over to it again, access this page, just need to paste our POC, which is the CSRF POC, and after that we will deliver this link right here in the body section. I am going to paste my HTML. This is basically the CSRF POC. Here we don't attach the cookies because cookies will be automatically appended by the browser. We just need to host it somewhere on our site and then provide the link to the victim, and victim will click on the link. Here we are delivering to the exploit to victim. Victim just click the link and his email will be changed, and you can see that when I reload this, it will change the test@test.com into the some sort of attacker, or it will change it, right? So we have solved the slab, and then here you can see there is a CSRF issue in GitLab. The researcher said, I found this issue by removing the CSRF token. Sometimes we just need to remove the CSRF token. Like here you can see that there doesn't have any CSRF value, but most of the time what happens is CSRF token are available in order, which is called anti-CSRF token, right? So the researcher just removed the CSRF token and also did converting the JSON body of the JSON content type of the JSON into XWW form URL encoded. After multiple attempts, I was able to create this payload, and the payload is really simple. Here you can see a post request is going to the vulnerable endpoint, and there are two hidden input. One is called category ID and the title based on the application, and after that what it did, it just converted the data type from JSON to URL encoded, and it allows us to bypass the CSRF token, and after that it has submitted the form. So that was a simple trick. You can sometimes just remove the CSRF token and change the request method, and these type of tricks works. And also, if you found an XSS, make sure to exploit the CSRF vulnerability with this. And here you can see users can add comments on their wish list items. The HTTP request which add the comments, but there are three conditions which need to be met in order for the successful attempting of the CSRF. One is relevant action. Here you can see that the relevant action is wishlist item comments, right? Adding the comments on the wishlist item, which is one is met, and the cookie based session handling. And here you can see that it's also a cookie based, but here the cookie parameter is not being reducted. And yeah, the second condition has met, and the no and predictable request parameter. So this condition was not met, so that's the problem. And how the attacker has came to this, like this parameter which is called wishlist comment string, it was not available. It is or the id is random. So how he managed, the value of the wishlist comment reflects on the returned html snippet. Here you can see the value of the wishlist commit was reflecting on the comment. So but the returned string is not sanitized. As a result, html/javascript payload was the value that will return and will cause the javascript execution. It was basically an xss vulnerability, and later he changed it with the csrf token as well, right? So here is the csrf to xss poke. Here you can see the form and the id, and the post request is going to made on the wishlist items endpoint with the id value which is dynamic, and after that the input value. And here you can see that the html encoded values of the html injection, or you can say that the xss and the submit form. And here you can see that it is saying that replace the id with your wishlist id, which is yours. And thanks.